Chair, I'm going to ask everybody to silence their phones, please. Thank you. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We have a quorum. I just want to let all the trustees know that one of the trustees has a hard stop at 10. So it's very important that we get through the discussions and the voting on all the resolutions before 10. Since we need all the trustees present to pass these resolutions. Just remind everybody to keep their microphones on mute and to only unmute the microphones for voting, but only if they are voting no or are abstaining from voting. And then, of course, to ask any questions or provide any comments. Now we have the following action items that require action by the board. Approval of the minutes of December 16th, 2021 meeting of the fund. Any amendments to the minutes? Anything anyone would like to discuss? Okay. I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the minutes. If and as, to approve the minutes, please. Can I have a motion?
Do so move.
Second.
I do so.
Thank you, Senator. Okay, I heard a second, I believe.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm going to call for a vote. Please remember, only unmute to vote no or to abstain. Okay. Hearing no objections, the motion carries unanimously. I will now move on to the second resolution. Resolution of the City University Construction Fund authorizing new requirements contracts for construction consulting service. This is a resolution to authorize CUCF to provide funding for task force orders in an aggregate amount not to exceed $4.95 million for each of the CUCF 2021 consultant requirements contracts. I will now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalaya to give an explanation of the item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I speak to this specific resolution, I wish to share with the board that in response to the board direction, as well as the university leadership direction, our team is taking steps to enhance its capacity to undertake more projects in-house and in an efficient and effective manner. This includes, for example, revised job descriptions, enhanced accountability and commitments, renewing the expired procurement vehicles, also work with the Office of the State Controller to streamline and update our procurement processes. The first three resolutions in our agenda today are in response to this direction by this board. So the first resolution, the CUCF 2014 requirements contracts for engineering consulting services and 2015 requirement contracts for architectural consulting service have expired. So the CUCF issued a new request for qualifications to solicit and award new engineering architectural contract and a wide array of consulting services such as fire protection, commissioning, retro-commissioning, civil and geotechnical engineering, etc. And this is the why the resolution is brought forward to your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a motion on this item, please?
May I just say
Oh yeah, absolutely.
something, Mr. Chair? Yeah, I just want to compliment the staff direction. As the state and city provide funding, we've got to make sure that it's used most effectively, and to give CUNY better oversight and management, I think is a giant step in the right direction.
Okay, well, thank you, Senator. We appreciate your insight. Can I have a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
So moved. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, thank you, Senator. I'm going to call for a vote. Remember, trustee, you only unmute to vote no or to abstain. Any objections? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. We now, the motion is approved unanimously. The third resolution of the City University Construction Fund is authorizing new requirements contracts for real estate advisory services. This is a resolution to authorize CUCF to provide funding for task orders in an aggregate amount not to exceed $4.59 million for each of the CUCF 2021 real estate advisory contracts. I will now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalia to give an explanation of this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. CUCF Real Estate Planning, Consulting, and Advisory Services Requirements contracts procured in 2014 have expired. And CUCF has issued a new request for qualifications to solicit and award 6 new requirements contracts for real estate planning, consulting, and advisory services to again enhance the university's delivery of consulting services on an expedited as needed basis to support the university's the university goal to manage in-house university real estate projects. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm now going to call for a motion on this, please.
So moved.
So thank you. Could I
Second.
have a second?
Second.
Okay. Are there any discussions, questions, or comments on this? Okay, again, we're going to put it to a vote. Only unmute to vote no or abstain. Hearing none, carries unanimously. I will now move to the fourth resolution. Resolution of the City University Construction Fund authorizing management by the City University Construction Fund for capital projects up to $10 million. This is a resolution to authorize CUCF to manage capital funding for university capital projects up to $10 million. I will now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalia to give an explanation of this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. By way of background, in 2019, the CUCF board granted DASNY an authority to enter into contracts for up to $10 million. And in 2018, the CUCF also granted same authority for NYPA projects. Since CUCF, as we explained earlier, desires to expand its project management capabilities to efficiently deliver on time, on budget, high quality university capital projects. With that goal, CUCF is seeking parity with DASNY and NYPA, which currently have board authority to up to that level to allow CUCF the same level of authority. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call for a motion on this item.
So moved enthusiastically.
Yes, thank you very much. I agree with you. Could I have a second on this?
Just as enthusiastically.
Okay, great. Are there any discussions, comments, questions? I think this is a really, my own opinion is I think this is a really, really good step forward for CUNY. Okay, I'm going to call for a vote. Again, only unmute to vote no or to abstain. Okay, hearing none, motion carries unanimously. I will now move to the fifth resolution. Resolution of the City University Construction Fund authorizing a contract with DLT Solutions software and technical support subscription renewal services for the Archibus system. This is a resolution to authorize CUCF to provide funding for the CUCF DLT Solutions contract in an amount not to exceed $83,742.66. I will now call on Executive Director Mohammed Attali to give an explanation of this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Archibus. Archibus is a system that we use as an integrated workplace management system platform. It's developed by Archibus company, which utilizes building information modeling and CAD design software. This platform supports many central office initiatives, and it is the only source for location data, space data for the entire 25 campuses. CUCF uses the data from Archibus platform for campus master plan development and follow-up and monitoring, capital projects, capital budgeting, reporting, classroom utilization studies, and reporting to the City of New York and the State of New York on several aspects. So we're seeking that one-year renewal that will take us to January 3rd, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. I'd like to call for a motion on this item, please.
So moved.
Thank you. Could I have-
Second.
Second, thank you. Are there any discussions, questions, or comments?
Yeah, I just want to add one thing. I believe that because it's a GSA contract, we are getting a better price, and that's why I think this is important.
Okay. Thank you for your insight, Senator. Again, I now am going to call for a vote. Only unmute to vote no or to abstain. Okay, hearing no objections or abstentions, it carries unanimously. I will now move to the sixth resolution. Resolution of the City University Construction Fund authorizing a side letter for a new lease for Gutman Community College at 11 West 42nd Street, New York. This is a resolution to announce, to authorize CUCF to execute a side letter to indemnify the landlord for certain costs up to an amount not to exceed $50,000 should the city approvals for the Gutman expansion lease not be obtained. I now call on Executive Director Mohammed Attali to give an explanation of this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The university is seeking to provide short-term expansion leasing premises for Gutman Community College that would be coterminous with the extension of their main campus lease to June 30th, 2027, to allow the university additional time to locate, plan, and construct a permanent location for Gutman Community College. This lease expansion was approved by the CUNY board on December 13, 2021. Now, CUCF, in an effort to facilitate the on-time build-out of the new lease space to be ready for the fall, will enter into a side letter with the landlord to commence the work immediately in order to have the expansion premises ready for occupancy while waiting for the city approval of the lease, which usually takes a few months. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask for a motion on this.
So moved.
Okay, a second.
Seconded.
Please.
Second.
Thank. Any discussion, questions? I just have one. Mohammed, this is our sole liability on this is capped at $50,000 under this side letter. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, okay. And we need to get started so it's ready for our students, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Okay, I'm now going to ask everybody to vote. Only unmute if you're going to vote no or to abstain. Oh, all right, hearing none, motion carries unanimously. The next one is Resolution 7 of the City University Construction Fund authorizing a side letter for a new lease for Baruch College at 444 2nd Avenue. This is a resolution to authorize CUCF to execute a side letter to indemnify the landlord for certain costs up to an amount not to exceed $350,000 should the state approvals for the new Baruch Daycare Center lease not be obtained. I will now call on Executive Director Mohammed Attaya to give an explanation of this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Similar to the previous item, the Baruch College Early Learning Center is an integral service provided to Baruch College students with a mission to provide childcare services to students who would otherwise not be able to attend college. So the university has entered into a new lease for the Baruch College Early Learning Center, and it was approved by the CUNY board on July 6, 2021. CUCF, in an effort to facilitate the on-time build-out of the new lease space, will enter into a side letter with the landlord to commence the work immediately in order to have the new Baruch Daycare Center premises ready for occupancy by the fall of 2022. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm now going to call for a motion on this item.
So moved.
A quick question that just occurred to me.
Absolutely.
Is the City University of New York self-insured in case there is a lawsuit of some sort? Or do they have outside insurance? I'm just curious.
I believe we are, but I would
All right,
would
I
refer
vote
that.
yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just,
Okay.
yeah, no, I think it's important because the state is providing a lot of new funding for childcare in all of the CUNY and SUNY campuses.
Okay. Okay, once again, only unmute to vote no or to abstain. Hearing no votes and no abstentions, motion carries unanimously. The last things we have are the reports of the chair, and the only thing I have is that the next meeting of the City University Construction Fund will be held on Thursday, April 7th at 2022 at 9:30 a.m. Via Zoom. So that is the end of my report as chairman. I'm now asking for the report of the executive director, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And what we brought as part of the report here as a PowerPoint presentation about our energy management planning efforts. Our team has been working on its energy management and sustainability initiatives, and we felt that we would report and share that with you for your information. So if you allow me, I will share my screen and we'll go through the presentation.
Thank you.
We see the screen now?
Yes, I see it.
Thank you. So as I mentioned, the topic of the presentation is the community colleges. It is a community college part of the university 5-year energy master plan program. And before we go to the energy management master plan, we'll provide trustees with some information about the efforts and other projects and initiatives that we're working on. That will include renewable energy, electrical vehicle and storage, demand response activities, operations and maintenance programs that we're working on, and then we'll move into the energy master plan. So renewable energy in general, a piece of it is the distributed generation hub, or as we call DG hub, where our team, our energy conservation and sustainability team, works in a consulting capacity and partner with industry, government, and utilities and stakeholders to be able to provide and develop tools and resources that provides technical assistance to the community in general to be able to contribute and participate in energy conservation initiatives. Another activity that our team worked with the GIS faculty, the Geographic Information System faculty at Hunter College, and also with the High Performance Computing Center at the College of Staten Island to develop what we call the NYS, the New York State Solar Map.com. And this great initiative, again, provides individualized solar data for every property in the state of New York, and it acts as a resource to support solar and storage market. And as we know, New York City is the fastest growing urban market, and New York State is now ranked #4 in the country for solar jobs. So that has been a great initiative by our team in collaboration with our academic and our research side of the institution to develop this 3D portal. In terms of the solar potential, there have been a research and study over the roofs and the available spaces at the university, which reveal that we have over 22 megawatt of potential solar. Community colleges, about 5.58 megawatt of those, some of them in the parking lots and others on rooftops. While senior colleges have also about 12.4 megawatt potential in parking lots and rooftops, about 4.1. And as an initiative, that example of initiatives that has taken place, the Borough of Manhattan Community College has 300 kilowatt installed already, and the Lehman College, we issued an RFP, we received the responses and submissions, and it is in review right now. Electric vehicle and storage, another great initiatives where our team worked with a supplier, a manufacturer, and with Queen College faculty researchers to submit for a proposal for a grant to NYSERDA, that's the New York State Energy Resource Development Authority. And we were successful in obtaining a grant to allow for the installation of 6 vehicles storage capabilities, and the technology we're using is what they called is bi-directional plug-in electric, which is really the top of the market technology, where we do not only provide electrical vehicle charge, but also at certain demand time, the stored electricity within the vehicle can go back to the building, so we can charge the vehicle and also provide electricity to the buildings itself. And that is being in the design right now. One aspect we are trying to pursue here is the geothermal. State of New York is growing in this demand, and there is a lot of support. So our team is working on the development of training, research, and urban integration of this technology. The new state budget allocation allowed for $10 million, and that's another program we're working on, which is the Green Energy and Wind Training Program. And our Energy Conservation and Sustainability team is working with the Office of the University Dean on the Industry and Talent Partnership, who received this $10 million to develop a hub for training and development of green energy in general, but with focus on wind training. The team communicated with 10 colleges, and they have submitted proposals, and our team is in the process now of reviewing these proposals. Demand response is one of the great initiatives that is ongoing, where the New York City utilizes certain intensive incentives programs for demand response, which aim at reducing the electrical loads to support the utility infrastructure during peak time. And CUNY with the team has been very active really for the last about 14 years, or since 2014 really. And the chart on the side shows an example, for example, for your college during a demand response time, where we have actually Con Edison produced a target of 1,200 kilowatt, and the team actually worked with the college there to reduce way beyond that. The total revenue from all campuses in 2020 was about $1.2 million. And since the program started in 2014, it reached about $6 million just on those demand response hours. But really the value goes way beyond the these dollar values of 1.2 million or 6 million. It's really reducing the load on the grid, which serves the entire city. Right now, before we move to the plan, so far, since 2006, we have reduced our GHG emission by about 22%. And the CUNY Conserve Operation and Maintenance Program is another piece that where the team works around different strategies of building automation system, operational support, to create and initiate annual savings, reduce emissions, and protect capital investments. Working with other organizations like DCAS for community colleges, DCAS has provided about $33 million in AC and Excel, and provided matched fund for building automation system upgrade about 12 million, with a total of about $45 million in fund that has been invested in energy conservation. Moving to the community colleges 5-year energy master plan, looking at creating this efficiency and cost-effective energy roadmap to achieve the LL97. LL97 calls for a 40% greenhouse gases reduction target by the year of 2026 from the baseline of 2006. And that has been now our target. That's our new target that we're working on, as to achieve the LL97 and to achieve those. And in the next few slides, we'll share with you the numbers, the dollars, programs, initiatives, and how we plan to achieve that target. So we worked in a methodology, we engaged a consultant, and we worked in a methodology. We had information gathering, we gathered the information, we evaluated the conditions of our buildings and looked at data, and we developed a plan moving to the future. What we have on the screen now is an example of a database that is developed that includes about 800 initiatives and projects that will help us within the next 4 or 5 years to achieve the plan. And we are working on different aspects, all aspects of energy reduction. We're looking at the building envelope, we're looking at building automation system, we're looking at the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems in our building, lighting control, retro commissioning, and also renewable energy in the development of the plan. This graph shows us where we're at FY20. We can see a drop in our greenhouse gases in 2020, and that was the COVID impact. And then looking at how we will take it from there to achieve our target for LL97, which is to get to 40.8. As you see on the screen here, the red line is our target that we need to achieve by 2026, 40.8 metric tons of CO2 equivalent. And that's a reduction of about 15.5 from where we're at today, 15.5 metric ton of CO2 equivalent. How we get there, our executional framework, overall, we're looking at an overall investment of about $265 million over the next 4 years or 5 years in the bucket that you see there. So we're looking for investment of about $93 million on lighting retrofit, $23 million in retro commissioning, about $70 million in HVAC, and $72 million on building automation systems, for a total of $265 million. So how we're looking at those funds and those types of projects. We are going to DCAS with a proposal for the Excel funded project, asking for $23.7 million. And that is eligible for the Excel project to fund retro commissioning activities. And on the left-hand side of the screen, you will see how the cash flow we're looking at those $24 million to be invested over the 5 years. From DCAS funding as well, we're looking at seeking $179 million. Those $179 million would be 89.5 from DCAS as a city, and looking for a matched fund of another 50% from the state for 89 million. And those expenditures will focus on lighting, as you see here on the pie chart, the $93 million on lighting, $72 million in building automation system, and $13.4 million on HVAC, with the proposed cash flow on the top left of the screen. CUNY funded capital, we're looking at our own capital to contribute $62 million, and that is, we're dealing with, you know, it's a double win here because we are dealing with our deteriorated old building infrastructure, either in HVAC or building envelope, but at the same time we gain a small but important energy saving value there. So we're looking at investing about $56.5 million on HVAC and $5.8 million on building envelope, with the projected cash flow as you see on the screen here, on the left side of the screen. So looked at that, the strategy, as we mentioned earlier, lighting, HVAC, building automation system, and retro commissioning. And in this screen, it provides the overall plan and how we want to achieve the 15.5 metric ton of CO2 equivalent reduction, and the different funding sources and the proposed emission from each source. The next few slides, I will go through that quickly. It provides detail on the individual projects at LaGuardia and Kingsborough Community Colleges and so on, proposed dollar value and reductions in each project. Those are the lighting projects we're looking at. Those are the building automation system projects that we have on the screen now. And those are the retro commissioning projects that are being proposed. And the HVAC, it's a strategy for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. And that is the overall reduction, again, from year over year over year until we reach a 15.5 reduction. Next steps, we are doing the same activity for the senior campuses, working on another 5-year energy master plan for the senior campuses. And we are currently working to obtain consultant bids in order to work with them to develop the plan. And that is my last slide. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Does anybody have any questions or comments regarding the Vice Chancellor's presentation? I was very happy to see that you are looking down the road for when we are, you know, much more accustomed to having electrified vehicles, you know, so that's a very good thing. If no one else has any questions or comments, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Thank you, Senator. All in favor? Okay. Yeah. Hearing no objections, we are officially done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.